Small Business in Ghana has taken the lead in the implementation of the Continental Free Trade Agreement with the introduction of some initiatives locally that will enhance trading with other countries. The Minister of Trade and Industry, Alan Kyerematen, has therefore called on business owners to collaborate with government on many of the policies to enhance that Ghana gets maximum benefit from the trade. Alan Kyerematen was speaking at the AB and David Cristobal Africa in Accra.
Call by the minister follows a series of concerns raised by some members of the business community over Ghana's readiness to implement the most ambitious trade deal. With about 6 months to commence official trade in another agreement, Ghana has put in place several industrial policies and programs that will boost the country's competitiveness on the continent. Speaking at the AB and David Cristobal conference with a focus on African Continental Free Trade Agreements and Business Without Borders, Alan Kyerematen said a lot is being done by government to achieve the full benefits.
There's also a cluster on trade finance and development finance. So 7 clusters. Now these 7 clusters, for me, constitute the basis for the development of a national strategy which will help you to implement the CFTA and become part of it. And so in Ghana, we have already taken the lead, not just because we are honored to be the Secretariat for the CFTA. It's also because we believe in this. And we believe that if you introduce policy measures and institutional structures that will allow you to produce and trade, then you can be part of this. So in Ghana, our president has established an interministerial facilitation team at the highest level of executive authority to provide oversight and direction for the CFTA.
Director of the Department of Trade and Industry for the African Union, Hassan Hussein, has promised that efforts are being made to ensure that financial challenges are addressed for African businesses.
Similarly, when it comes to the Pan-African payments and settlement system, which is being developed by the African Export and Import African Bank, the plan is to conduct regional workshops on the instrument so that traders are familiar with these innovative tools that will help address one of the main constraints affecting intra-African trade, which is the existence of several currencies across Africa.
The Crystal Ball is an annual gathering of business executives and industrial sector players to protect the business environment for the year.
The Ghana Revenue Authority, the GRA, said it will from the next month require staff to declare their assets. The move is part of ongoing reforms aimed at improving integrity of all staff of the authority. Meanwhile, the Ghana Revenue Authority is set to automate its auctioning of cars as it moves to remove the human element. Amisha Dawusu Amwa is the acting commissioner of the Ghana Revenue Authority.
As an authority, we are looking at this whole auction and trying to look at what is the best way of handling the auctions. One of the things that we will be introducing before the end of the year is looking at an e-auction, where there will be a system where you can log in and be able to see the things that are available and gazetted for auction and be able to select, and therefore be able to do it online. And therefore, that we believe that this will ensure that there's a bit of transparency in the system. But generally, we also have to look at these guidelines today and see how can we improve upon the guidelines as far as what is the reserve price for a particular commodity. And again, we also have to look at those people who are also winning the auctions as to how quick they have to evacuate their goods and things like that. So it's something that we will be looking at as a whole.
And these interventions will deal with the human element as well to make sure that it's kind of corruption-free and the state get the right to get the right revenue and taxes from it.
Yeah, you mentioned in the earlier conversation that we seem to rely on a lot of technology. You know, technology also helps us to be able to eliminate the human weaknesses that comes in, and so the leakages. So we believe that a lot of these things will help eliminate some of the weaknesses that might come in the system. In addition, I haven't mentioned it, but I want to emphasize that one of the things that is on my side is also to ensure that integrity in GRA is improved. I'll have to ensure that every member of our staff complies with the Constitution as far as your asset declaration is concerned. And every member, be above the level that is described, will have to do.
Are there any targets? When are we doing this? Or it started already?
I've already written to every member of staff and given them a deadline of the end of February to make sure that they have obtained the appropriate documents from the Auditor General.
Well, Amishada Uswamwa, Acting Commissioner of the GRA, is our guest on the business edition of PM Express tonight on the Joy News channel and also on DSTV channel 421. The discussion will be centered on how to deal with revenue mobilization challenges. So do make a date with George Riafe and his guest at 9 p.m. tonight. To other stories now, we want to check the commodity market to see how trading went today. Ghana has been ranked the first in Africa and fourth globally in the latest Global Retail Development Index. Details in our business news summaries.
Ghana has been ranked fourth in the world in the 2019 Global Retail Development Index, which studies the global retailing landscape. China has assumed the first position, India has dropped to the second position, whilst Malaysia maintains the third position in the biannual study. Ghana has entered into bilateral air services agreements with 5 countries. The countries are Saudi Arabia, Finland, Mozambique, Colombia and Mauritius. The agreements were signed on the sidelines of the International Civil Aviation Negotiation in Aqaba, Jordan. The Business and Financial Times reports the Director General of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, Mr. Michael Luguje, has projected that in 2020 cargo volumes are likely to surge. He said both Tema and Takoradi ports have positioned themselves as transshipment and oil and gas services hubs, respectively.
On that, I would like to say thank you so much for watching Business with me, Sandra Esinam. You can get more news on myjoyonline.com/business. Do have a great evening and